Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. It is a delayed unseen video and obviously we were talking about the reasons why on our NXT live stream, so apologies that it's delayed, but I'm pleased that I can bring it to you anyway. I feel like the big story is Logan and there's just a lot of drama going on with Logan. I'm not looking to do a hit piece on Logan, but I am looking to tell you about what's going on, right? And to kind of bring you up to speed. For those that need bringing up to speed. But I want to start with the Wyatt 6 folder because this is where we usually start. And there's not loads, to be honest, but there is some really good footage that was recorded by a fan that just kind of shows a lot of things that we wouldn't normally see. So we'll take a look at that. I wanted to start with this as well. Matt just pointing out the red and the blue wristbands. And obviously red and blue has been a big feature. You might remember when that massacre happened, there was red and blue lighting. That prompted a lot of people to speculate, could it mean that the Wyatt 6 are going to go to Smackdown as well? Is that why there was red and blue lighting in Gorilla? And I remember having the conversation where I said, well, when Bray came back, he had red and blue lighting in the background behind his promos. Like, the colours red and blue obviously relate to Raw and SmackDown, but they have also been present at times throughout kind of Bray's career, right? Like, for example, we know that he is the color red. Yeah, he is the color red in a world of black and white, right? And so every time you see like red and blue, I can totally understand like Matt going, look, red and blue again. I can understand it being something that gets questioned, right? And it definitely feels like there's a bit of a conversation that can be had around those colours. What do they mean? Some people think that the blue might be in relation to the 6 character that we saw at Royal Rumble in the Pitch Black match. Red may relate to the Fiend. Don't forget, he used to wrestle in a red light. But here is Coaster Maniacs, who says, I'm sorry to say this, but I think it's just a reference to Huskus, who wore red and blue sweatbands, which I think this is great, because even that I think is interesting, because a lot of us pointed out the fact that Mercy has got a red Hawaiian shirt on. A lot of people pointing out that the word Bray is written on the gloves. Obviously, we pointed out the red circles, like the one that's there, the one that's on the top of his hat, the one that's on her boots. Like, all these little Easter eggs are things that people still find really interesting. So if this is just meant to be the sweatbands that Huskus used to wear, I still think that's really interesting and something that people would like to be aware of, right? It doesn't mean that that is the answer, though. It could be, but it could also lead us back to this whole conversation around red and blue. So I don't know kind of what this is insinuating. I do like that as a theory. I do just wonder, though, if it was meant to be these, why you wouldn't just get those. Because these kind of sweatbands are very easy to get a hold of. Like, you could just go and get those rather than doing that, unless they just thought that looked presentation-wise a bit better. I don't know. I'm really undecided on it, so I wanted to show it to you and you can make your own mind up. Kelly, shout out to you, said, here's some better footage at the end of the match. So I really like this. Shout out to Anthony, Mr. Montana, who filmed this. It goes for 4 minutes, and I don't think we're going to watch all 4 minutes, but I do have stuff to talk about. You will see a ref come and step in, and just look at the red circle on the top of the hat. You will see the ref come in and have a word, and it's a bit weird seeing a ref come over and speak to Uncle Howdy. Like you see there, he touches him on the arm. Like, you've got to remember, this is a TV show. They've got to hit certain cues at certain times and certain camera angles. There does need to be communication in the sense of, right, come to the ring now, right, get in the ring, right, get into this position. Look, that woman goes bolting round. You see her, look. She's just shouted something there, and she is giving cues, I believe, from the back. I think she is like a floor manager. I think that's her role. She gets people into the right positions at the right time. I think she actually touches Howdy on the leg in a second. Some people might say this is ruining the illusion and everything, but for me, I just find this interesting. You're seeing a bit more of the production side. These people are still in character. There she is, touching the leg, in you go. And so in the ring goes Uncle Howdy. You know, these are the things they have to do to get the wrestlers in the position that they need to be in to give us the shots and the images and the things that we see on TV, right? All of this needs to be done at a certain point. And so there's the Wyatt Six in the ring, as obviously at this point Raw is coming to an end. In a second, you'll see the lights coming up. I do like that shot of just seeing the chair with the mask on the back, empty. And obviously, I love that as well. Look, he does keep patting Gacy. I think he's very emotional. And actually, this is something Jason Baker says about how emotional this is. You do see Rowan just like, it's like really supportive. It's really like, good job. It's really like, we did it, my brother. Like, this just means a lot to Rowan. This means a lot to Rowan. So here, we're still obviously at the end of the show. We're just getting all the shots that we need. House lights will come up in a second. And then, there we go. Look, again, another pat. He was doing that during the match as well. We spoke about that in our Wyatt 6 video. And then, boom, lights are up. Show's off the air. There's the American maids. They're heading to the back. Obviously, nothing to worry about now. There won't be people running around anymore. You can see the ref just kind of walking behind. The show is off the air at this point. And again, another pat there by Rowan. Just good job. And then, obviously, they all share a moment. As we said, the emotion here is so real. All of this is real now. Everything you're seeing here, like, they could just get out the ring and head to the back, but instead, look, they're embracing. Nikki grabs that lantern. She notices that there's a moment. She puts her arm on the back of Gacy, the pointing up to the ceiling. Look, the big hug there by all of them as Bray and Brody Lee are being recognized. And yeah, I'd imagine this is a real hard moment for Rowan and for Bo. Well, for all of them, to be honest. For all of them, to be honest. So there we go, done. And they head to the back. And, that's it, really. Another instruction coming in by this woman. I don't know. She's the woman that tends to sit next to Samantha Irvin. Kind of sits next to Michael Cole, but right up against the barricades. And, you can see that she's just giving, a few final words. Probably about, go because we need to get these people out. We're getting close to the curfew. So there we go. They're walking to the back. And Rowan dragging the chair as well because he actually dragged it down the entranceway when obviously they made their way to the ring. So he just drags it to the back as well. And there we go. People applaud. That's 4 minutes of footage there. Just float. Just it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. I didn't mean to show all of that. I mean, a massive shout out to Anthony, Mr. Montana. I'm sure you can find this footage, certainly on their page. I'm sure they'll have other footage as well, but it's just amazing. And there they are in the entranceway as they head to the back. Yeah, brilliant. Amazing. Right, Nikki with some lyrics for Shatter. People ask, what does this mean? I think it's just them looking back, to be honest. I think it was such a big moment. I think it is... You can't really tell the history of Bray Wyatt. You certainly can't tell the history of Bo Dallas or any of these people, and you can't tell the history of this group without mentioning this match that we saw on Monday. It is that big. It is that important. This is the continuation of Bray's creative, of his work, and this was their in-ring debut. And they came out to Shatter, so it's just a moment to recognize the magnitude of what went down on Monday. Jason Baker, the guy that makes the masks and the Fiend mask and all of that, the guy that was in the documentary, the guy that played the Fiend character when Bray returned at Extreme Rules, he said, emotional night, full circle. Inga's TV, shout out to you. So Fiend Legacy's got a theory here about the hair. Just wondering, could it be that they're thinking of making him the Fiend in the future because he's got the hair similar to the Fiend's? And could it be that they're gonna get us used to this, and then if he does put the Fiend mask on, it'll look very close to the Fiend that we know. Obviously the body won't, and the size of the Fiend won't, but certainly the face area would. And so, just a theory, just the thoughts as to why he's gone with that hairstyle. I mean, to be honest, we've been talking a lot about Rob Zombie because of the cross on the forehead. So it could just be that we've gone with a Rob Zombie vibe. But I thought it was interesting. And this is gaining traction. It's been viewed over 4,000 times. It's had over 264 likes. People keep coming to it and reading it and sharing their thoughts on it. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I think if you're going to bring The Fiend back, for me, it should only be, say, 2 people, maybe 3, that should portray the character. First one, obviously, would be Bo, because he is Bray's brother. I don't know that would work. I don't know how that would look, but Bo is definitely someone, because of the relationship he had with Bray, the fact that he is the one that's sort of driving this creative story forwards. He would feel like the right person if we was going to bring The Fiend back to embody The Fiend, right? Or I would go with Braun because of the size of Braun. It would be a different Fiend, but really whoever puts that Fiend mask on will be a different Fiend. So Braun, I think, because of the size and how impressive it would look, having Braun just standing there in like a Fiend attire. I mean, like a super Fiend or something like this, you know? That might be my favoured option, actually. Or you could go real curveball and you could go with Alexa, because I think Alexa spent a lot of time with Bray. I think that you could tell a story where she has got the Fiend within her, and, you know, we could maybe explore a female Fiend, a Fiendess, if you will. So I don't mind any of those. Dexter, it's tricky. He doesn't really have the size. He is in the group, but he doesn't really have the connection to Bray, if you will. So, I don't know. But it's interesting enough theory for me to want to include it and for you to have a little think about it. And then we've got this from Wrestlemania, right? So Braun Strowman spoke on his current relationship with Eric Rowan. So he said, unfortunately, 2 of us are gone. That's one of the weird things, like seeing Rowan back. And we haven't really talked too much, just because everything's going on. We're busy and stuff, but it's just not the same. It's not the same in the locker room. Now, I don't know how much you can read into that. I don't know that their relationship was ever that close. Obviously, they were on the road and all of that, but I don't know that they've ever been, like, really close friends. I genuinely don't know. I'm saying I don't know. I don't know what their relationship is like. I'm sure there is a bond, an unbreakable bond with everything they've been through that exists between them. I'm sure that if they either were in trouble, they could reach out to each other. I've no doubt about that. But it is a real shame to hear that they're not around each other much, you know? It is a shame to hear that the 2 surviving members of that, what I would say OG Wyatt family, but Braun wasn't quite. But the 2 surviving members of the Wyatt family aren't closer. But that's life, isn't it? I mean, we don't see Braun all that much, to be honest. So he might not be around all that much. And obviously Rowan's only just come back. So hopefully that's a situation that will change. But apparently, currently, they just a bit too busy and it's just not quite the same. So shame. So Jay, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you tagging me in that. So that was our Wyatt 6 stuff. We did a whole story on Wyatt 6. Or a whole video, sorry, on Wyatt 6, straight after Raw, and I was so pleased with that video. I thought we did a really good job of getting in everything I wanted to get in. There wasn't actually loads of loose ends. Those are just a few bits that have kind of emerged in the hours after. So that's where we are with Wyatt 6 at the moment. Right, this is, I've put it as top story. It's all to do with Logan. I really don't want to spend too long in this folder. I'm going to try and get all of this done in like 5 minutes max, but there is a lot to talk about. And again, this is not me throwing shade at Logan. This is not me trying to throw hate at Logan. This is just me trying to say to you, do you know this is going on? Do you know? Are you aware of all these things, right? So I think this is a bit dark and a bit moody, right? This is Logan putting out a fake lawsuit against LA Knight, right? So he is trying to take him to court And it's a complaint that's been filed, a demand for a jury trial, and this is him basically saying, like, due to the damage that has been caused to the Prime truck and the broken windows and all of that stuff, right? It's basically complaint and looking for damages, yeah? This went out, and obviously the Prime truck being destroyed, being stolen, the Prime truck window being smashed, none of that's real, right? It's all storyline. The Prime truck's absolutely fine, right? It might not even be his truck. Who knows? They might have got a truck, wrapped it in a Prime thing. It might not even be his truck. That was probably a window that was replaced, or it was a fake window anyway. They didn't do that much damage to it. They just broke that one window. Everything else was fine. So even if it was his truck, WWE can just easily replace a window. Yeah, I mean, it's no problem. Clean it, replace it. Good as new. So we know that all of that is just to build their feuds, and so this is all just part of that as well, right? But I think this is a bit dark, because I think the only reason that this exists is because on the exact same day, a real lawsuit was actually filed, and I think Logan wants you to search for Logan lawsuit, Logan legal, anything to do with Logan and court case, legal issue. If you search for stuff like that, there's a good chance you'll find this, right? Good chance you'll find this. Bit of a joke, fake thing, yeah? Instead of finding this, which all dropped on the exact same day. Logan Paul is suing Coffeezilla. Now, if you don't know who Coffeezilla is, he is a YouTuber that, like, exposes scams and exposes things that are happening, right? Does investigations. He did a great bit of work into Logan and the whole crypto zoo situation, right? Scam, the crypto zoo scam. And basically, he's now being sued by Logan Paul. And Logan's got 5 lawyers after Coffeezilla. Coffeezilla did a 20-minute video, right, in which he expands on what's happening behind the scenes and exposes Logan even more, right? So if you've not seen the new Coffeezilla video, which dropped on the same day as that lawsuit, the fake one, he is being sued, and he is asking for people's help to try and raise funds for his defense, right? And for his legal costs, because he says, I might have facts, but one thing Logan's got over me is money. I don't have his money. And this is obviously going to be a very expensive situation. So, yeah, I think that this is not good for Logan, because this is all about Logan having not paid back the people that he has scammed, right? Coffeezilla has been chasing him up, asking where's the refunds, and Logan's got to the point where he's now suing him. And so it's just a bit strange that this fake jokey legal thing dropped on the exact same day as this very real legal situation that's actually going on. And it's all to do with that crypto scam. It's all to do with that crypto zoo thing that just, I don't know why he doesn't get it sorted. I don't know why it's still hanging over him. Here's Coffeezilla. He says, this was last year, by the way. The lawsuit is from a few days ago, but this was last year. He said, Logan really is the type of dude to thank you when you expose his scam, but then block you when you remind him to pay up. So here's Logan saying, thank you, Coffeezilla, after Coffeezilla did his investigation into Crypto Zoo. Logan was very much playing the, oh, I didn't know. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for looking into this. I don't want people getting hurt. You know, he's very much playing that card. I don't know what he knew. I don't know if he knew that this thing was not going to get off the ground and all that kind of stuff. Either way, this whole thing has been a disaster for Logan. A disaster. And so, you know, he did put a video out saying, thank you for bringing this to my attention. But then when Coffeezilla went back to Logan and said, have you done those refunds? Have you paid those people? He ended up blocking him, right? There's obviously loads more to this. I would say, you know, check out both sides. You can watch Coffeezilla's videos on it. I'm sure Logan has got responses to Coffeezilla's videos as well. So if you are interested in that, I would say look into it. Those are the 2 channels that you would need to go to. But all of this kind of blew up again just a couple of days ago because of Logan suing Coffeezilla. And he ends up putting out this fake see you in court LA Night thing on the exact same day. All seems very fishy to me. So wanted to mention that. This I hated as well. This is the Undertaker Impaulsive podcast interview. And here they've got the line, "I'm looking for one match," kind of implying that he is teasing a WWE return, which just isn't factually true. I've had so many people tag me in this going, "Do you think it could be Sting? Do you think it could be Cena? Do you think it could be blah, blah, blah?" Right? But if you watch the actual clip, Undertaker is talking about he was looking for one more match and he was not finding the match that he was looking for. He kept having matches that were underwhelming and he was looking for that one last great match and he wanted to retire on that. And we know that he retired on the Boneyard match. So I feel like he found it in the Boneyard match. So he's talking about that time period. He's talking about 4 years ago. He's not talking about today. He's not talking about how he's looking for one more match today. The conversation was about, I can't believe the criticism you got towards the end of your career. Rolling Stone were like criticizing you and you're the Undertaker, you should be able to do what you want. And so Undertaker said, well, I wasn't aware of that criticism, but I am my own biggest critic and I was looking for one more match. And as soon as he says that, Logan's like, "I knew it. I knew you wanted one more match." He takes it as if Undertaker's talking about now, but he isn't. He's talking about the past. So Logan gets mixed up and confused and the conversation just carries on. And now for some reason they've put it out as the clickbait for the thing. It's honestly, I got tagged in this and I was like, nah, this doesn't feel right. Undertaker's gone on Logan's podcast and said he wants one more match. That's a massive story. That's a massive story. That's like separate video, breaking news, all that kind of stuff, right? And you're not seeing that, or at least I don't think you're seeing that, because that's not what he said. That's not what he said. So that's frustrating as well. I mean, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary, or perhaps it's necessary if you want to get to the levels of fame that Logan has achieved. Perhaps you have to do stuff like that. Perhaps you have to, like, you know, just not care about the truth. But whatever, you know. I found that frustrating because all my notifications were full of people suggesting what match Undertaker should have. Here, this was just interesting, right? Logan revealed he's never going to do that springboard moonsault again. He said that it was so risky, and he says that he actually, and I thought this was interesting, he got the referee to get his armpit over the rope and just walk down to take any moisture off the rope. He said you can see that the ref actually puts his arm over and just sort of walks down, just sort of cleans the rope, if you will, of any moisture, so that when Logan does the move, he doesn't slip. There's no grease, there's no oil, there's no sweat. Because he said one slip and I was in big trouble. And he said he just wanted to do it because he just wanted to do that move that one time. It's not a move that he's looking to repeat. So I don't know that we see Logan doing that move again. It was very, very impressive, and I gave him props for it. I gave him his flowers for it. I just thought you might find it interesting, the story about how the ref had cleaned the rope before he hit it. And then we got this as well. You might remember we looked at Logan and the Logan controversy about the comments that he had made about the boxer at the Olympics, right? And he was saying this delusion needs to stop. Men shouldn't be punching women. And we pointed out that there's a lot of misinformation and that it's hard to establish what the actual facts are because there is so much misinformation. There is so much incorrect information that's doing the rounds. And I can say that because I've seen lots of different conflicting bits of information, right? Not all of it can be true. It would be impossible, right? She can't be born a man and born a woman, right? I mean, like, it just all conflicts. So I just think people don't, personally, I just think people don't quite know the facts. And so I think for Logan to come out and speak on that subject without really knowing the facts, I think was a bit reckless for someone in his position, right? And actually, Sami has come out and, I mean, look at what Sami has written here. He said, big up to the Muslim sister, Iman Khalif, who advanced in the Olympics today to box for the gold medal after facing a swarm of the most idiotic, bigoted comments I've ever seen an Olympic athlete face. Inshallah, she wins the big one, and the B-asses online get the help they need. So, Spartan, thank you for tagging me in that. It's very strongly worded from Sami. Very strongly worded. And, you know, him showing support of Amin Khalif obviously is the complete opposite to what we saw from Logan. So I don't think this is a knock of Logan, right? I don't think it's a personal shot at Logan. I think it's Sami kind of putting his stamp on this situation. And I think that it's inadvertently been taken as Sami taking a shot at Logan, because he is saying the exact opposite to what Logan said just a few days ago. And this is very real. This is not something you would make a storyline over. So this is very real. This is Logan coming out saying one thing. This is Sami coming out saying the exact opposite thing and being quite, you know, and the B-asses online get the help that they need, those that kind of spoke out against her without knowing all of the facts, all of the information. Now, I'm not interested in getting into a conversation about that, right? I'm not interested in that. The reason I'm presenting this to you and the reason we're talking about this is we have got one wrestler, right, sending a message out which is the complete opposite of what another wrestler sent out, and this is not a situation that's going to be a storyline. You are seeing two opposite opinions and two people which I don't know in real life that they would really get on, to be honest. I'm sure there would be a working relationship, but this is very strongly worded. This is very strongly worded. A lot of people said, I wonder if he had the belt took off him because of the comments. I don't think so. I don't think that Logan had the belt removed from him because of the comments that he had made. I think that belt was going to get taken off him at SummerSlam anyway. But yeah, I saw a lot of people kind of theorizing about that. Again, I have to stress, this is not about this situation that we're talking about. We're focused a lot more on Sami. This could be about pineapple on pizza for all I care, right? Like, he says pineapple on pizza is amazing. He says it's disgusting. And anyone that thinks it's amazing, they need to go and get help, right? And it being a very real argument about pineapple on pizza. That's why I'm talking to you about it. Because these two are coming from very different places. So there we go. That is the Logan situation. He's kind of getting it from all angles. I mean, we didn't even talk about Prime, and Prime obviously is facing investigations, and there's the federal government that wants to look into like the caffeine levels and if it was being sold to children, targeted at children when children shouldn't be drinking it, and because of those caffeine levels. So that's a whole separate situation as well. I mean, he's just got a lot going on at the moment, to be honest. But he's also got people. I'd imagine he's kind of letting a lot of that play out kind of beneath him. It's playing out with his lawyers, and he's not really worrying. Just, you know, tell me about it when I need to know about it. So, but yeah, plenty of noise around Logan. Well, that was long, wasn't it? It was way longer than I wanted it to be, but I wanted to make sure I got all the points across. Wrestling XFR said he is back on Friday. He is. Roman returns on Friday. Eric said, according to multiple AEW sources, Lucha Bros are expected to leave AEW when their contracts expire. Some sources have speculated that they're heading to WWE, with some claiming that it's even a formality. So this has been brought up on our streams about Penta and Phoenix coming over to NXT, coming over to WWE. And honestly, it's not confirmed, but there is a bit of noise around it. Samantha, shout out to you. Tom Collique said Dave Meltzer has reported today that the main matches for WrestleMania look to be Rock versus Cody and Roman versus Solo. I can confirm, as evidenced below from yesterday, that he is hearing the same. So Rock, Cody, Roman, Solo seems to be the penciled in matches for WrestleMania 41. And here is Rhea laughing at Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom ran away from the ring. I don't know if this was on, I'm guessing this was Monday. ran away and he was in the crowds. So this is more fan footage. And Rhea Ripley says, "So macho," laughing face emoji. So there we've got Dom, look, in the crowds, just looking as I think Mommy had made her way down and was going after Liv. I think this is the bit where he ends up going back, doesn't it? They're fighting. He ends up going back and saving Liv, kind of grabbing Liv, and her avoiding any more of a beating. So there we go, Rhea, so macho. So that was WWE. Let's have a little look at NXT. We've got a few bits in here. So Raiders Boogie said he could face Obafemi or Joe Gacy. So Sportskeeda said former TNA world champion Josh Alexander might appear on NXT as part of the NXT NA crossover. It could happen as soon as tonight's show. It didn't. We didn't get that. But yeah, apparently they are looking at bringing Josh Alexander in. Here, this is more unseen footage. This is a security guard handing out signed pictures of Ethan. Ethan Page had asked him to hand out these signed pictures. This is, I believe, Ethan standing over Oro Mensah. And this security guard, who I'm guessing we will see as a superstar in his own right in the future, handing out these signed Ethan Page pictures. So that was before NXT. Ethan called upon security to hand out his autographed photos because apparently that's the closest Oro was going to get to the NXT Championship. Shaquem, shout out to you. Obviously, this news dropped as well. Trenton, wow. So we know that CM Punk is going to be in Chicago October 1st. We know that Randy will be in St. Louis, or St. Louis, I never know how to pronounce it, in October 8th. And so these are 2 live episodes of NXT. NXT on the road, which I think is so exciting. I so hope they come over to the UK. I would love for them to come over to the UK. New shirt from Sol Ruka looks awesome. Love that. I think that's brilliant. Love that shirt. Yeah, and this is Tatum Paxley. I don't know if she is, I'm guessing under the stands where the audience are. That's what I'm thinking. And I don't know, again, if this was after NXT, after she was attacked by Wendy, because Wendy Chu, like, attacked Tatum. And so she says, "I'm alone." So there she is, just underneath the stands, clutching a hold of that doll. Kelani says, third successful title defense. So much respect for Tatum. Easily one of the most talented girls on the roster. However, tonight was my night to continue creating the legacy as the first NXT Women's North American Champion. Here's Tatum going, "Friends?" ? Kelani says, "Friends." Next, we're in the SummerSlam folder, and here we've got Roman's return from the green shirt guy angle. So here is Roman coming in. Boom! Look at that. So it only goes for about a minute, but this is Roman's return from green shirt guy's perspective, which I just think is so cool that you get a chance to see what he is seeing. And it just shows how amazing this seat actually is. Look at all this action that you're seeing. Look how close up it is. There is Roman with a Superman punch and a spear, 2 solo, taking in the atmosphere as he looks around the stadium. He has a little look over in Cody's direction, and then he goes to leave. So really, really cool. Jax, shout out to you. So yeah, Heyman actually posted this. So he is here. And there he was. Look, this was some fan art of Roman returning the OTC. I think you can just sort of make out original Tribal Chief. But as we said, this is fan art. And yeah, Paul Heyman actually putting that on his Instagram story. We asked fans leaving SummerSlam to throw up the ones if they acknowledge the OTC.
Holy hell! Roman Reigns!
I really like this.
Tribal Chief, wanna be solo? Let's go, Roman!
Love you, Roman!
Only thing we do is acknowledge Roman Reigns right here.
This senior citizen acknowledges Roman Reigns.
Ooh, ah!
Our only tribal chief. Acknowledge him.
The Tribal Chief is back.
Solo, your big cousin came to whoop that ass, dog.
OTC, original tribal chief.
Welcome back, my tribal chief!
Solo a fake. We don't need Solo. Big respect.
Big
Love
Goose.
you!
Yeah, his name's Roman. Little baby Roman.
Roman. Okay, we got Roman. He's back. Roman, you are my tribal chief. I love you.
Welcome back, bro.
That's great, innit? I hope they do more of those. I thought that was brilliant. J Bean, shout out to you. Coastamaniacs, shout out to you. Look, we've got footage, edited footage from Seth Rollins' camera, which is just brilliant. I've said I think using this as like replay shots is not a bad idea, but actually kind of piecing some of the better moments together. And you can actually hear some of the things that he's saying as well. Look at this. Boom. And you're right in there as well. This is incredible. Incredible. I was there for that one. Come on, he kicked out. You know you can give up whenever, right? You can quit. You can retire if you want. You can leave the company. You can just get out of here if you want to. That's what he was shouting at CM Punk. Amazing. Love that footage. Love that. Coast Maniac, shout out to you. Oh, look at this as well. Rebecca Aguilar, 72. So this young lady here, so upset at Liv and Dom and Rhea being brokenhearted.
I knew it! I knew it, too! Wait, what? Everyone knew it was What? What?
I mean, in fairness, I am also like that after having to watch a Liv Morgan match. So, you know, it's not a surprise. We shouldn't be shocked. She has just had to sit through a Liv Morgan match. But, no, look, all joking aside, I think that really puts it into perspective that, like, some of these stories, I mean, Dom and Liv and Rhea has been fantastic. But there are things that happen which maybe they're not aimed at you. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a story that, like, young girls can understand and feel a connection with. And I don't know, seeing a young girl cry very much reminds me of my youth. Very much reminds me of me when I was young, getting upset at the fact that the British Bulldog just could never win that big one, could he? He could never. I thought he'd won that Rumble, you know? I thought he'd won that Rumble. So, yeah, I thought that was really good. Let's have a look at the Raw folder, shall we? Have we got much in here? Oh, we do, actually. There we go. Look, TJF 1983. There's Seth freaking Hangman. Same top, yeah. Maybe that's the direction he's looking to go in. Here we've got the turn of Woods is coming. Xavier is not happy as Kofi to see Odyssey Jones. Woods said he had no idea that Jones and Kofi knew each other or that this was planned. And it is true, backstage, like, he does seem to be a little bit off. You can sort of see, like, I think this was shown on the show. You can sort of see that Xavier is just not massively sold. Like, he's all excited and he's like, yeah, okay. I think the reason is because I don't know if he's thinking that Big E is sort of being replaced, like New Day was them three, and now you've got Odyssey Jones coming in, and it just feels like, isn't this something we should sort of talk about? But I don't know. I mean, is Kofi being selfish? I feel like Kofi probably should have spoke to Xavier about it, but I don't know. Is Odyssey even a fully signed up member at this point? So I don't know. There's an interesting story here. Definitely feels like that's got some legs to it. Right, Spartan said, could there be a hidden X on the shirt of every person who is working with Liv like Finn on his shirts? Finn turns the same day that the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour ends. And his logo has always been the X. It was never just Liv's Revenge Tour. So Sean's theory is that this X here is in relation to Finn Balor, and that is on her shirt, and that's in relation to Finn, and that Finn has been on her shirt all this time, which is a really fun thought. I don't know that that's what they were intending, but it's a really fun theory. Sinan said, I think Randy forgot Gunther is Austrian. That's true. He did say he was German. He's not German. He is Austrian. And actually, I think even his side plate of the Intercontinental Championship was the Austrian flag. So Big E said the big man looked phenomenal. A star is born. Odyssey made a lot of new fans tonight. So Ronnie Adam Ash said big meaty man approved. So Big E was fine with Odyssey coming in. Here, Dom is going to get extra 10 days for this save. Liv said he's going to get a lot more than that. He's going to get nuggies as well, and he's going to get tendies and nuggies. Luke said Liv with no chill. Lex said WWE are reusing old material. So there's an old Edge shirt that says the devil you know. And then here we've got a Karrion Kross shirt that says the devil you know. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's a rehash, to be honest. I don't know that they've done that intentionally. It might be one of those where they didn't even realize that that had been done before. So I don't know. Good to know though that they have both been done. I'm sure someone will get a bit of a speaking to for that. WRKD Wrestling said CM Punk versus Drew Hell in a Cell is currently planned as the main event of October's Bad Blood. Here's Triple H, strength, size, star power, and he's only getting started. Wrestling Days is... No, I'm joking. Odyssey Jones is a game changer. So, a game changer. I wonder if he's used those words on purpose. We know that game changer was used a lot when it came to like AEW. This person's going to be a game changer. Soraya's going to be a game changer. Mercedes is going to be a game changer. Edge is going to be a game changer. I wonder if he's used game changer on purpose there. Maybe, maybe not. But I am certainly very hyped about Odyssey Jones. Next up, we've got this guy, Shaquem. Thank you. Tagging me in this from Anthony. So here, look, we can see a guy being removed. Look at this. Being removed from the arena. Having been, I don't know, I mean, he's had too much to drink, obviously. But, yeah, these security guards want him out. And apparently this is footage from Raw. Guy had too much to drink and had to be forced and escorted. Look at that. Dude, it's kicking off. It's kicking off. Look, he's got him by the leg. Let's go. There's a rumble. There's a rumble in the entranceway. Look at that. Security guard. They are useless. They are useless. It turns out wrestling security is actually useless in real life as well. So, so there we go. We got that. This is Rhea spitting Ripley, right? Look at this. This is her coming down, screaming out at them. And she gets so worked out, spits in their direction towards Liv and Dom. So Rhea spitting Ripley. We do have phone case again here. So we do like to look at phone cases. And again, big shout out to Sam. Appreciate it. So yeah, another phone case. Pretty plain, to be honest, this one. Don't know if we can like zoom in on it, but... just, yeah, pretty plain. I mean, not really much going on. It might even be a bit of a see-through case, which I'm not a fan of because they do get, like, discoloured. So, I don't know. I had a see-through one before and it just didn't really do it for me. I've got a nice black one now, which is so much nicer than this. It's actually a really bad phone case. I really don't like it. So, yeah, I've put fun phone case. I should have put bad phone case. Jay Villa said, I'm having a hard time figuring out the phone case colour. I think it's transparent. It looks like purple. I don't get purple. You might have to zoom in. Well, I did. It's definitely not purple. I believe it to be transparent, which is, to be honest, bad look. A bad look. Right, so we've done that. We've done all of these. I think we can have a look at fun. Have we got much in fun? Oh, we've got a few bits. Oh, yeah, Isamar, thank you. Is this the yeet elbow? So here, look, here's Jay, and he gets in position, and he does the people's elbow. But Isamar is saying, is this the yeet elbow? I think it has to be. I think it has to be. It has to be the yeet elbow, doesn't it? Boom. Boom. I wonder if that is just something he did for a dart match or if that is something that we're actually going to see going forward from Jey Uso. Right, here, Walking Dead said, good luck to our pal CM Punk tonight. SummerSlam, this from a few days ago. Drew said, you and CM Punk have another thing in common. You're both washed. So he's saying that CM Punk is washed. He's saying the Walking Dead are washed as well. Right, I'm not going to play this, but she goes word for word with the rap. The John Cena, I'll play a little bit. Here we go. It's John Cena's entrance theme. And she knows it word for word. She does not miss a syllable, right? John Cena said the opportunity to be a WWE superstar is better than a movie because you get to live every minute of it. Thanks for repping the classics. He's calling his entrance music and that album he released the classics. So there we go. Yeah, look at this. Crazy. This is Bianca's TikTok account. She's actually getting her makeup done while she is also finishing off her gear. Maya said Bianca finishing her gear with her eyes closed. She's incredible. The only thing I would say is if she was really incredible, she probably would have finished this before getting to the arena. That would have been really incredible. Finishing it whilst just still sat in the chair. Is that incredible or is that just really bad time management? I don't know. I'll let you decide. I'm thinking it's bad time management personally, but also this is very impressive and she is goated. So there we go. Jax, shout out to you. Look at this. R-Truth said me and Post Malone backstage at SummerSlam 2024 discussing a music collab. So there we go. 2.2 million views. R-Truth. Post Malone going to be dropping a track or doing something, hopefully, in the future. And here's Logan, who just put out like this fun video on the same day as all that court lawsuit stuff of him with his United States Championship belts. Him just watching, look, being sad at the belt being gone. Just remembering the times he had the belts. There's a dude taking down a picture, and is that a picture of Jake that's gone up instead? There's him sleeping with the belts, and it's just a little video montage. So there we go. I love these. TCS forever. So we have got Liv Morgan, and there's Dominik. Like, I've got you, babe. I've got you. I love you, babe. And then over here, we've got Rhea Ripley. I don't know if this one really fits that well because I don't think Rhea Ripley's drowning. I didn't see a Rhea Ripley drowning on Monday. She came out and she tried to push Liv in the water, strap a brick to her leg and make sure she never came back. So if she was drowning Rhea Ripley, it was only for a very short time. But I do like this bit. Here's Dom's wife at home. The real loser in this situation. Here we've got Rhea, we've got Liv, we've got Samantha, and there is the Ring General. So WrestleBuzz, excellent work, my friends. Here you've got, you won't believe what happened. Things work out in mysterious ways. On my way to the bathroom, I ran into Jake Paul. We discussed picking one of my songs to maybe rap him to the ring in his next boxing match. Yay for me. So there we go. It is crazy how these things happen. That is our truth with Jake Paul. So Ratchet, shout out to you. Colton, we hate you. We hate you too. Carlito, who's buying the new PS5. Boom. There we go. Rayon, shout out to you. Colton, shout out to you. Here's Fadeaway Media. CM Punk and Larry are such a vibe. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know if this is from like CM Punk's Instagram or AJ Lee's Instagram or I'm no idea, but look, there is Larry in a little push chair, I don't know what it is, push basket for dogs. Just going out for a walk without even having to walk. I agree. That is very much a vibe right there. Right, let's get into the other folder because this is going to be a really long episode of Unseen, but it will just completely clear the folders, and that would be lovely. Cody stated that he was approached by individuals from both the Democratic and Republican Party about potentially running for office in the state of Georgia. Mark Henry, touche, because Jacob Henry, we know, has signed with WWE, and there is a picture of him with the Game, Triple H. Jeremy, thank you. Jordan, thank you. Wrestling News said Trish Stratus has teased a WWE return. Cody Rhodes isn't the only one with an unfinished story. Wrestlemania MVP has took to Instagram to call out Triple H for his booking, calling him a coward and a liar. You're a liar. So Michael said, stop crying about how you're jealous of Triple H. MVP said, how could I be jealous of a coward and a liar? MVP, man, not happy with how he, and I'm guessing others, were booked by Triple H. Hasbo, 89, shout out to you. Triple H talks about writing the final chapter of John Cena's career to be able to sit with John and craft the end of his career. It's an honor for me, says Triple H. So they're trying to work out how to wrap up John Cena's career. Obviously, that is what we're going to be heavily focused on in 2025. Here, we've got Nia Jax talking about how she was going to be in the first women's match in Saudi Arabia. She said, before I went out with my double ACL, Vince had pulled me aside and he asked me, he said that he wanted her to be involved in that first women's match. It didn't go that way, but she says that's why winning Queen of the Ring in Saudi and having Triple H put the crown on her head, it's why that meant so much, because that was something which, you know, never came to fruition. She was going to be the first. So I just thought that was a bit of interesting behind the scenes information. Henry, thank you. That's the same image we looked at earlier. I needed this setback so that the comeback could be so much greater. This is Bobby. He has spoken.
Setback so the comeback could be so much greater. Setback so the comeback could be so much greater.
There we go. So Bobby said he needed this setback so that the comeback can be so much greater. And this is just really interesting. We're going to finish on this. So there is a story here that Conrad tells, which is absolutely amazing and probably shouldn't be surprising. But I actually thought was surprising, right? So here he says, Warrior tried to sell me a replica belt as being the ring-used one from SummerSlam 1990. It wasn't the same belt, clearly. He insisted it was, but the folks who made the belts, they disagreed. So I pivoted to the yellow Intercontinental. He said he would sell it to me and he sent me a picture. The only trouble is he had already sold the actual ring-used yellow Intercontinental belt years prior to a private collector in Massachusetts. He sent me and that guy the same photo. That guy shared a photo of the belt on his shelf next to the other ring-used titles. So that's when it became apparent that Warrior didn't actually own the ring-used titles any longer and was instead trying to get me to bring cash to an airport to buy his replicas that he just found. That's what happened. If I had the Mania 6 belts, the set of the belts, for $90,000, a lot of folks would have had pictures with them at StarCast. Ultimate Warrior was my favorite in 1990, but he tried to scam me out of 6 figures in 2013. That's crazy, because wasn't it only 2014 that he goes into the Hall of Fame and is being presented as like this changed man, changed cat. He's back into the folds. Yet literally the year before, he's trying to scam someone with belts, claiming they're actually the belts that were used during wrestling matches, and they weren't. That's the context of the emails that have been posted. I didn't ever tell the story because who cares? I didn't give him the money, so I didn't lose anything other than my time and my respect for him. But I was asked to tell this story on ad-free shows, and I did. I didn't expect these emails would be posted everywhere without context. I didn't mean to dump on the guy. I merely shared the story. And he just says here, like 2 other Hall of Famers tried to also scam me by passing off bootleg and replica belts as being ring used. They're still with us and making appearances, so I'll hush. So there we go. Just saying that Warrior was his favorite in 1990. Fast forward 23 years, and he's the same person who's trying to scam him out of a load of money. I just thought that was such an interesting story from comrades. I wanted to share that with you. So there we go. I know this was long. I didn't intend for this to go long. I really thought we would get this done in about half an hour. I wasn't going to go through all the folders, but I got to tell you, it's lovely that we did, because I can just get it all out there. I can just clean out the folders now. We can sort of start afresh, and boom, on we go. So yeah, apologies this was so long. It won't normally be this way, but we're up to date now, and we can move forward afresh. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.